One of the many dangerous lies that women believe is that if you just continue to love a man, give him all the love and care and everything that he needs, eventually he will grow out of his wounds. He will become the man that you need. He will stop mistreating you. He will stop neglecting you. You just got to be there for him and continue to support him in some way until he does. This is going to ruin your life. It's like, I have so many clients, a reasonable handful of clients, who have learned this lesson the hard way prior to coming to me and learning how to shift this very low self-worth pattern. If you tolerate a man's mistreatment, whether that is neglect, whether that is being emotionally reactive, whether that is just not planning and stepping up and taking care of you, and you just continue to put up with it and continue to pour yourself into him, it's not going to make the situation better. And it's almost definitely going to make it worse over time. You're just going to become more drained, more frustrated, more anxious, and start to love yourself less and less. This is not the way forward. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do if you are dealing with a man who is not stepping up in the way that you need. I'm going to tell you the mindset that you need to have. You absolutely have to have this. Before we get into it, I'm going to introduce myself. Hello, my name is Zach Rohde. I'm here to lead you into creating the relationship of your dreams, using your feminine energy and what I call feminine communication to inspire a man into cherishing you. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, make sure you do that below. Hit the notification bell and be sure to like this video because I'm going to make sure it's a really good one for you. So first of all, when we're talking about pouring love into a man, giving a man love, this is already wrong. Even if a man is really taking care of you. A woman is not supposed to be the one that is pouring love into a man. That is masculine. Masculine energy gives. It is the one that is pouring energy into someone else. So a masculine man is supposed to be pouring love into you. He is supposed to be supporting you. He is supposed to be giving you care, giving you love, giving you the I love yous. This is what you need. This is what fills you up. This is what allows you to feel safe. This is what allows you to open up and be vulnerable as a woman. Or, I mean, you can do that even if a man's not doing it, but it makes it so much easier for you to open up and be vulnerable. That's what you need. That is what the feminine instinct needs. That is not what the masculine instinct needs from you. So if you are pouring into him, if you are giving him love energetically, you're the one that is doing for him, then you are in your masculine energy, and almost certainly you are with a man who is increasingly losing attraction for you, losing connection with you, losing inspiration to take care of you. What he needs from you, first and foremost, like this is just the basics. This basic polarity is for you to open up and receive from him. Follow his leadership, receive his gifts, be grateful for whatever he gives you. Don't fight him, don't argue with him, don't debate with him. Don't question him, and by not question him, that doesn't mean you stay a silent doormat, okay? What it means is you use feminine communication to communicate what's coming up for you so that you get the clarity, the understanding, whatever it is that you need. Feminine communication is nothing about dishonoring yourself. It's nothing about just being quiet and hiding in a corner somewhere. No, when you are fully in your feminine energy and you're fully vulnerable, you're fully in your self-worth, you are absolutely speaking up. It's just you're doing it in a feminine way that inspires a man instead of causing him to get irritated and not want to give you the care and love that you need. So you absolutely need to do this. So you stop any kind of giving behavior and you start learning how to receive from a man. You start leaning back and you start paying attention to what you are feeling. Get really good at paying attention to what you are feeling in your body. And then start expressing everything that you're experiencing. Do it in a really vulnerable way. Ask for help with what you are feeling. Be permissive. Don't judge with your feelings. Don't try to control with your feelings. You're just sharing everything that is coming up for you. So you're leaning back. You're no longer doing things for a man unless he literally directs you to do it. And even there, sometimes depending on what he's directing you to do, there might be a problem. You might not be able to submit to that, and you have to speak up, communicate what's going on in your heart. And hopefully the man gives you the help that you need to follow his leadership, or he shifts his leadership. So you're just communicating everything that's coming up for you. And then you see if the man shifts. And if he does shift and becomes increasingly more masculine for you, more devoted to you, more consistent with you, fantastic. But if he doesn't shift, and you have to understand there's a reasonable chance a man is not going to shift, The more feminine he is, the more emasculated he is, that means the more wounded he is, the less likely that he is going to shift. And that is why you must always be willing to flow away from a man, like walk away. It's like you're not going to continue this situation or this relationship with this man because you can't control how he is going to show up. So first you start withdrawing your energy. Okay, it's like you were giving to him, pouring yourself into him. You stop doing all of that energy you're keeping for yourself. You're supposed to conserve your own energy. It's not even you're conserving it, but you're using it for yourself to fill up your own cup instead of trying to fill him up. And then he's going to fill you up further by giving to you. And then when you're grateful and receptive and respectful to him, that is actually what fills up his cup. Because he feels your respect, your reverence for him, that energizes him to give you even more. Isn't that cool how that works? That's polarity. And so you're going to withdraw your energy and focus on yourself. That doesn't mean you become selfish, right? You are still receptive to his leadership and you're still respectful to him. You're still willing to submit to his leadership if he is devotional to you, if he's leading you with care. So that's not selfishness. Selfishness would be like you don't care about his needs, you're not going to respect him, you're not going to follow his leadership, you're just going to do whatever you want, and you want him to take care of you. That would be a problem, right? That's typically the type of women that are often promoted on like red pill forums that are all over the place now. It's like those women, which is such a minority of women. Like it's like, I don't know, less than 5% of women. I almost never experience them. Certainly not my clients, right? My clients want to be really receptive. They want this kind of polarized dynamic. They don't want to be selfish, but they also don't want to be abused or neglected, taken advantage of, all of that stuff. So anyway, you're going to withdraw your energy. You're going to focus on yourself, focus on what is making you happy. And you're going to be willing to walk away from a man if he doesn't step up. Despite you making these shifts in yourself, despite you being vulnerable, you're not going to try to support him and pull him up by his bootstraps and lead him into start leading you or any of this kind of stuff or like supporting him through his hard times. And like, I know me saying that, if you're receiving that, that might sound kind of selfish to you, but understand it's not. It's actually the greatest gift that you could give a man, because the more that you're trying to pour yourself into him, the more apathetic and lazy he's going to become, because that's not what fuels him. What fuels him is not what fuels you. Because to you, that'd be like, oh, that's exactly what I need. Like, I'd become so much more myself. And I'd be so much happier and so much more inspired. Yeah, but he's not a woman. He's a man. And a man is energized and inspired when you stop doing that stuff. You stop pouring yourself into him and you start learning how to receive him, receive his leadership, receive his advice, as well as opening yourself to his advice. Like, asking him for help, asking him for advice, asking him for feedback, asking him how you can be a better woman, all of that kind of stuff. And this is very important because this is the main focus of this video, and being willing to walk away if he doesn't shift. Because he needs to feel that. And like, I'm not saying you're making threats to him. I'm not saying like, you don't do this, I'm out of here, I'm walking. No man is inspired by that, okay? It's just like really masculine, harsh, abrasive energy. Not that a man should be doing that for you either. But if you're in your feminine, you don't have to make these big announcements or anything. You can just have that willingness in your heart. And if he's really not stepping up, you can even come to him and say like, I'm really struggling. I don't want to leave. Like, I love you so much and I don't know what to do. But like, I am thinking about leaving and I don't want to. May I please have some help, right? You can say something like that, not to manipulate him, but because you need to honor yourself before you truly eject from the relationship. But the point is, you need to be fully willing. You need to be fully willing. And it's that willingness that is actually reflecting so much of your self-worth. If you don't really have that willingness, you might say it like, oh yeah, I'm willing. But what matters is when it really comes down to it, are you going to? I see so many women sticking around with men who are just not great men for years. Just your life force is being drained away, either because you're like trying to pour into them, or even if you're not, you're just like being neglected. So you're like withering. You're a plant, a tomato plant or a sunflower plant that's just dying because it's not being watered properly. It's not being poured into with sunshine. So what happens when you don't get those nutrients, right? Obviously, it's an analogy for love and for leadership. you're not getting that, you're just going to start to die. Wither and die and become more masculine and try to just barely survive, but you're not thriving. Don't tolerate that crap. Be willing to flow away so much sooner. Stop giving a man so many chances. That's such a great thing about women, that so many women can be so forgiving and understanding, and all of that can be great when it's with a man who's really actually stepping into his masculine and leading. And yeah, of course he'll make mistakes, and if you're able to be forgiving with that and show him grace, that's fantastic. It's a beautiful thing about women. But to give yourself to a man and give your time and energy to a man and be so forgiving to a man who's not really trying to step up, who's not hyper-focused on being the best man that he can possibly be for you, no matter what it takes, whatever healing he needs, and he's not doing it. Are you not worth more than that? I'm here to tell you, you are worth so much more than that. But you need to decide that for yourself too. And not just think it, not just be, oh yeah, Zach, that sounds really smart. I agree with Zach. That video makes sense. But actually really take it in deep and allow your actions to reflect that. You need to be willing to head out the door if a man's really not willing to step up. Yes, you can find someone better. Stop being afraid that you can't find someone better. If you haven't been able to find someone better, and this is like, oh, this is the best man that's come into my life and ever, I don't want to lose him. Well, look, the more that your self-worth comes online, the more that you learn to love yourself, the more feminine that you become, the more vulnerable you become, the more reverential to the masculine that you become, the more that you learn to be open and receptive to a man, the more that you are unwilling to tolerate less than devotion from a man, the more that you're going to attract way better than that. I'm here to tell you, you absolutely can, you absolutely will, but you need to start making these shifts. You must make the shifts. If the shifts don't happen, nothing's going to shift. The shift itself, the willingness to leave, actually leaving, that's how your self-worth comes more online, because you're no longer willing to tolerate less. And if you would like help learning how to do that, to get out of a toxic relationship or make sure that doesn't happen again, learn how to be fully in your feminine self-worth, learn how to be fully inspiring to a man, I would love to talk with you. Go below this video, open up the description, click on relationshipyourdreams.com, watch that video, book the call with me below that video, and I will get on a call with you and we'll talk all about what's going on, and we'll talk about how to shift this and create the relationship of your dreams.